welcome to the Art of Never Giving Up podcast. I have a very special guest in the studio with me today. This young lady is an entrepreneur, wife, mom, personality, best makeup artist in Houston, Texas, period.
I'll take it.
We might say Texas. We might say best makeup artist in Texas as well. The owner of Color du Jour Studio, Miss Alaina Saulsberry.
Yes, Alaina Saulsberry. How are you?
Awesome. How's my intro?
Perfect.
Okay.
It was perfect.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Yes, it's nice to be here.
Thank you for spending the time with me, Alaina. You know, this is actually episode number 1.
Is it episode? Okay.
Facts. We in this thing right off the top. We in this thing. Episode number 1. It's been a year in the making, though. It's episode number 1.
Okay. It takes time.
I'm setting the bar high with you here.
I appreciate that.
Setting the bar high.
I appreciate that.
So the goal of this thing is for us to have a conversation, and hopefully it helps somebody on their journey.
Okay.
And again, you know, you wear so many hats as a wife and a mom and a business owner. And how big is your studio?
So many. Oh gosh, about 3,000 square feet.
3,000 square feet. I want to say that because it's so big.
I love that.
We have to talk about that. It's not a suite. It's a 3,000 square foot studio. So with all of those hats you wear, can you tell us, how do you balance it all? Why? How is it so easy? Because I think people think it's so easy. Yeah, how is it so easy? Tell us how easy it is.
I love that question. People always ask me, how do you balance it? How do you have it all together? I am going crazy in my mind. I look calm from the outside,
right,
but there's this little person that's just running around in my mind trying to do something in this area, trying to do something in this area, and trying to find balance. The only way that I can balance all of it is through Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm constantly in prayer, constantly speaking to the Holy Spirit, and I move with my heart with everything that I do. So I am very big on my energy. Does this feel right? Is this good? But as far as balance, I don't think I have it. I haven't mastered it yet, but it's working.
That's awesome. No, I don't think you need to. I think a lot of people always ask, like, how do you balance things? It's like it's controlled chaos. That's what I like to call it. You just kind of like, you got so many balls in the air, you just figure it out. But I think when you spoke on energy, being a entrepreneur, people don't speak on that a lot about the energy. How do you use like your intuition, your gut, your energy when you're doing business deals? Or, I mean, your business is very personal as a makeup artist, and people fly you out all around the world.
Yes.
How do you use like the feeling of energy to make the decisions in your business?
That's a good question. A lot of my decision making, it leads with prayer, and then I listen to myself, like you said, intuition. If I'm feeling sick about a situation, if it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to move that way.
Like that.
I'm going to move in the direction that puts me at ease, because God is not a God of chaos. So wherever I am feeling calm, wherever I feel at peace, that's the direction I'm moving. He gives me my answers that way.
So all money ain't good money. If it don't feel right, you're not engaged.
I never do it for money. I never have done it for money. And that's why I always say I'm going to have money.
Man.
Because I never do it for money. That's just never my focus.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to be my first guest, right? Because when it comes to your craft, I think by design, you have to be a bit of a perfectionist, right? To be a makeup artist, because you're sculpting faces. But it's like, when I look at your work, I don't feel like, oh, I'm trying to get the bag. I feel like it's like, I'm trying to be the best out here.
I am. Whenever I do someone's application, I always pray first. People don't even know that. Wow. Because I want to deliver the best experience, the best application for that moment of time for them. So sometimes they'll know I'm praying, and sometimes I just quickly pray before I start an application.
That's deep.
Yeah.
And a huge responsibility. Now, I've known when I've needed you for different things. And you're like, Warren, I got to fly to Portugal to do a wedding, right? Right? Like literally, they're flying you across the pond.
Wedding, by the way.
Yeah, that wedding made Essence,
nice.
right?
Yes, it was an Essence magazine.
Super dope.
So, yeah.
Super dope. But when you going into those situations, right, and you got a lot on your shoulders because you're literally in charge of the bride's face.
Yeah.
What's the mindset behind that, too?
that this is their special day, and that I don't want to. They hired me for a reason. So I want to make sure that I deliver what they wanted and everything they expected. But also, I don't try to take on all of those pressures because I am a perfectionist and I am trying to get their face as perfect as possible. But at the end of the day, I can't put that pressure on me. It's going to break me down. Facts. And I have experienced that. I have developed anxiousness over a period of time doing a lot of weddings back to back to back. But, just with prayer, I realized that I can't take that on. I'm not perfect, but I can deliver what I'm supposed to deliver in that moment. I'm here for a reason.
Big facts.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah. You're so great at it. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing makeup?
I have been doing makeup for 15, going on 16 years now. And my studio has been open for 10 years now.
Congratulations. Yo. That's huge. Oh, my God. My phone. Sorry. My bad. First show. So your studio has been open for 10 years.
For 10 years.
That's amazing.
And to say that I made it through COVID, to say that being in business that long, when I tell people that I've been in business that long, they're always taken back. I'm like, and they're like, that's tough. It is tough when I take a step back and look at the entire picture, but I'm just going and I'm just listening. I'm listening to God. I was going to put in remember we had a talk about me wanting to just end my lease, just focus on myself and my brand. And God was like, absolutely not. You're in a position, I put you in this position for a reason. I love the women that are in my studio right now. I care about their success. And I understand why I'm in this position because my goal it's not all about me right now. It's about, yes, my brand, but it's to push them and their brand too. That's so important for me.
I'm happy we touched on that because I remember when we had that conversation and you was like, the studio is too overwhelming. I want to give it up. I want to focus on my own brand and build that up, right?
It was a lot.
And then now I look at you, and that was probably 5-6 months ago we had that conversation, right? And then I look at you now, right? Studio thriving, things worked out for you that way. You still found a way to reimagine your brand and step it up to another level. What, I guess, was the mindset that kind of kept you going through that time and what stopped you from quitting at that time?
I think it was how everything happened. So when I came to my landlord, I was like, I don't think we're going to move forward with the lease agreement. And he was like, whoa. He was like, come back with me with a number. And I was able to give a number. And that's how I knew that God is like, you're not done. You're not done.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So that's why I am content in the space because I got to come back with a number.
Big facts. He honored the number.
And, even with that, how it is because I walked into your space recently. You recently renovated because we have to keep up with the times. That's expensive, right? So I started renovating it and, all of that costs. But God is like, I got you.
Closed mouths don't get fed, right?
You.
Right? Even when you're counting yourself out, sometimes God go open up them doors for you. We ain't done with you yet.
All the time.
Now, the studio's going, the brand is going, then you just launched, what do you call these? Makeup tutorial.
Hands-on.
Events, spectacles that you're doing. How do you, because I don't know how to do makeup and I don't want to do it, but I do want to come to some of the events just to kind of hang out, vibe, drink some champagne and be in the aesthetic. What are we calling those?
Okay, so I have been doing these makeup classes for about 11 years.
Okay.
And I started off at the tasting room. I don't know if you remember that here in Houston.
Okay.
It was like a winery. And I was just doing classes. And then I changed my name to, it started off Moscato and Mascara. And then I changed it to Color du Jour Experience. Then I was like, whenever I start getting bored with my ideas, that's when I switch it. And so I was like, I'm a little bored. I want a different concept. So I started, I'm like, us females love a good themed something.
Facts.
We love to be color coordinated. We love themes. And so I was like, I want to start doing makeup tutorials, themed classes. And they have really just, I mean, I feel like I set myself apart from other makeup artists that host classes. I really, again, I'm praying. Every time I host my makeup classes, I'm like, I want to pour into these women. I know I listen to these women in my chair when I'm doing makeup, and I know the issues that we face on a daily. And so I want to pour into these women. I want to be emotionally available where I can pour into them. And so that's my whole focus for this class, is to inspire, to pour into them. It's for self-care, and it's just to have fun. It's a beautiful experience. We cry, we laugh, we glam, we drink, we eat. It's such a fun concept. And my class that's coming up, it's called the Tropical Glow, because I want to teach women how to do their makeup during the summer, because Houston heat is... Oof. It hurts.
Yeah, it's going to melt off. How does it not melt off in the summer?
It does. So I want to teach women how to create more of a thinner application during the summer. How does that look? And every holiday, I'm teaching a different class, different techniques, and for women to use.
So I feel like I've seen the Friendsgiving one.
The Friendsgiving,
that you did.
The Galentine.
The Galentine one, I seen that one.
Yes.
I've supported all of them.
I've
sent people to all of them, from some of the leaders in She's Happy Hair.
So I love She's Happy. She's Happy. And Warren, you're so supportive of my brand. I'm so appreciative. Oh. You're constantly pouring into me and my brand. And that means you're like a big brother to me. Like whenever you are telling me, hey, go take this class. Hey, go do this. Like you're constantly pouring into my brand. And every time I'm like, man, Warren, he a cool dude. You're a cool, like you're constantly pouring into my brand. So I really appreciate that.
Nah, you're welcome, because I'm a fan, right? I just know how hard it is to execute in business, right? And people don't see the day-to-day beatdown we take, right? They don't see that. Yeah. I was looking at your page today as I'm like still trying to get inspiration for questions, and everything looks flawless, right? Yeah. And it's like, I think about every conversation we have, and every conversation we're like, oh my God, it's so stressed out. And it's like iron sharpening iron, and us pushing each other and helping each other out, right? And I feel the same way. So it's like, I feel obligated to support because I'm a fan. Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, I sent my wife to one of your classes, and she came back with a checklist of so many steps, to do this makeup.
I'm a perfectionist. You got to remember that.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna make sure they're a perfectionist too, whoever I teach.
So I was thinking about that when I was looking at your page, and obviously, you know, at She's Happy Hair, we don't do shoots without you there. You know that. We don't do it. It's an official shoot.
Which I appreciate.
No, we have to go only the best. But I was like, I don't know if men should thank you or if we should be mad at you, because them women gotta wipe that shit off. Like on a first date, I don't want my girl to come see you on the first date. I want her, let's go outside and sweat and see who you really are. Don't go get that Alaina beat, because you're going to trick me.
What's so crazy is my makeup has gotten proposed to so many times.
I bet it did.
The men on the wedding day always love my application because it's not overdone. So even if they're doing all these steps and then wiping it off, I feel like they still look like themselves with the makeup and without.
Okay.
I feel like it's what I give are natural enhancements.
Alaina, now, as a CEO of She's Happy Hair, probably shouldn't be saying this shit, but I have to be authentic and vulnerable. I'm there at the shoots. I look at the young ladies walking in sometimes.
That's a photo shoot. Okay, so as a makeup artist, whenever there is professional photography, we layer a little bit more because it translates better on camera.
Right, gotcha.
But if we're talking about like your wife coming to the class and learning those techniques, it's a little bit more of a natural application.
Gotcha.
So I adapt based on whatever is going on at the moment.
I just thought about that. I was just like, as a man, I don't think these brothers really know who they dating.
Okay.
You know, I really don't. I'm like, man, if they go
just know she can look like that and she can look natural too. I mean, we just love
true.
makeup.
That's true.
Just accept we can look like both.
It's
You
the
get
beauty of
best
being a
gift.
woman. So maybe it might be a little jealousy as a man because
You can't do that.
either we got a haircut or we don't have a haircut. That's about all the versatility.
That's
Y'all
it.
got wigs, makeup,
Skincare too.
all of this.
Man, y'all got to keep up with the skincare.
I have been on my little retinol at night.
see it.
Come on,
It's a glow.
okay.
I see the glow.
Come on now. That means a lot coming from you. That means a lot coming from you. I know you know what you're doing, needless to say. So that means a lot. We speak of men, right? And the one thing I like about your whole setup with your business is the involvement of your husband in that thing, right?
Yeah.
As he handles the behind the camera, you're in front of the camera, and which number one makes your business always look phenomenal. Not just your business, right? Because I was looking on your page today on the ground, and I was like, everybody. We take the family photos and we take the pajama photos, and I think everybody
Which
has
irritates the heck out of me.
yeah.
by the way.
They got a picture in their head of what they think the pajama photo should look like. Y'all shit look like it though. Like y'all shit look like that's what the family photo is supposed
It's
to look
always
like.
last minute. Understand that. It's
Really?
always last minute. If I'm doing a pajama photo, I'm really doing pajama night. Does that make sense? I'm not planning it.
Oh, it's authentic.
Typically, I know one year I planned it, but most of the time, if you see me in pajamas, that's like Christmas Eve, or like we'll do a pajama party night.
So your husband just setting lights up and everything.
He lit in the house, setting lights up. Sometimes he'll set backdrops up. Like, he's been really supportive of my brand and building it alongside with me and taking my pictures, setting up cameras when I need to for my class. He's very supportive.
I like that. Now, how do the kids play a role? Because y'all are a whole team with this thing.
Yeah.
How are the kids helping?
They stress me out. No, I'm just honesty.
Little spoiled black babies.
Yo,
Yeah.
I have to tell my son, everyone doesn't have this, right? Like, you're waking up mad. Why are you mad? No, at the end of the day, my kids are amazing. They are the reason why I do what I do. They are the reason why I keep going. And they inspire me, and they're very complimentary. So
Really?
if I walk out with my makeup done, oh my God, like both of them, your makeup is so pretty. Oh my gosh, what you're wearing. Oh, I love it. My daughter will come up and touch my dress. Oh, so pretty. 3 years old.
Oh, I need some little cheerleaders like that at the crib. Oh,
They're very complimentary. I love them so much. They're so intelligent. I can see so much in them, and they just keep me going. So that I know why I'm their mother. They inspire me.
That's dope. And I think about it from a parent standpoint and an entrepreneurial standpoint, because your children get a chance to see mommy and daddy working together, mommy following her dreams, daddy following his dreams. And as a unit, what is that going to do for them and their generation? Their norms aren't normal people norms at all.
It's not. And I can tell, like when I see my daughter in a group with other little girls, I can tell she's different because of the environment that she's around. Same with my son. I can tell he's different. And so my goal is just to nurture that and pour into them and just like figure out what they're into, because that's one thing that I wish that, my parents, we all, wish our parents would have done something, but I'm grateful for what they did. But I wish that they would have allowed me to tap into my artistry side more and earlier. And so I'm seeing that in my kids, and I'm allowing them to tap into that at their age.
Well, I think that's because of your experience, right? Because I think we all wish, I wish they would have just followed my dreams.
Yeah.
But then we would have a whole bunch of people who thought they could get to the NBA. No, but my parents didn't follow my dreams. Yeah. But your artistry literally paved the way for, here we are, 16 years later, right?
Yeah.
So what is the balance when you're approaching parenthood? Are you just telling the kids, let me know what you want to do and let me support it? How does that look?
I love this word balance. It's so funny because there is none.
There is none. Right.
But where is the balance with... Tell me the question again.
We're just allowing them to focus on that artistry and follow that path and empower them, in contrast to, right? Because all of my neighbors, right? Live in a decent neighborhood with all these minorities, Indians and Chinese people.
Same here. Same.
Right? So, with their kids, they don't allow them to. Is you gonna be a doctor or a engineer, right? And again, it works because they're our neighbors, right? Yeah. So it's like, should I go that route or should I champion my kids' creative side? Like, how do you figure that out?
Oh, I love that. I do both. I like to point out what they're doing, like all the possibilities I love to point out. And I think about if I was allowed to look at all the possibilities, how much bigger I would have been, because I would have tapped into my talents earlier.
Right.
So I just allow them to just figure out all of the possibilities. And with my son, he's a GT student because of that. He makes A's, some B's, but he is very intelligent. I just allow him to be. If he wants to come home and draw, come home and draw. That's fine.
Exposure, positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what
just allowing him to be.
Right.
Like a lot of times as parents, we try to control where our children are going. And it's just, you're just going to stress yourself out. So just allow them to be.
I guess that's that millennial parenting that we doing. Because I'm big on that too. Like, that's one of the things with me and my boys. I'm just like, I'm always reassuring them, like, bro, you enough. Whatever you want to do, bro, that's cool. Like, oh, I want to wear this. And, the younger want to be like, because he's got so many social constraints. I don't know if I want to wear this shirt out. Nah, bro, that's dope. Wear it. Like, if you like it, like, that,
if
like,
you're
wear it.
Right now,
yeah.
Yeah.
Then he'd be wearing that shit. He'd be backwards and everything. I was like, my boy swaggy though, right?
Yeah.
So, that's our millennial parenting, because when we were growing up, I think it was more structured, right?
My growing up for me was very structured. It was, you can't do this, you can't say this, you can't respond to this. It wasn't like, hey, okay, I see you like that. Okay, let me pour into that a little bit more. It wasn't that. It was like, no, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Right.
And so I'm grateful for it because I am who I am because of that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it built us. It's built us all of that trauma.
Right, all that trauma. It is.
We can afford therapy right now.
It is
I
trauma.
go to therapy every week. We can afford therapy right now. All that trauma.
I'm in it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You and me both. No, I'm going every Tuesday. I'm in that thing. Every Tuesday. I'm in
every Wednesday for me.
Every Tuesday. So yeah, go to therapy, Black folks. Like it does change. Go to therapy. It helps.
It helps tremendously. I would not be where I am without therapy.
What are the top 3 things you think that your therapy has helped with? While we're on this?
My therapy has allowed me to get out of my head. My ideology, let me say the word right. Say the ideology.
Ideology?
My ideology is like just, kind of get away from that. Like, that's not always what it is. And also just stop blaming myself for everything.
That's heavy.
I blame myself. I fault myself for everything that's happening. And it's like, that's not healthy. You pour into these people, you inspire these people, but you're sitting up here beating yourself up. Have patience with yourself, show grace with yourself, just like you show to others.
What was that perspective change? How did you come? How was that? Because I think as an entrepreneur, we all suffer from that a bit, right? Or just because you're in control of so many things, and then usually every fucking thing is going wrong.
Yeah.
And then ultimately it's all your fault.
Yeah.
So how did that perspective change happen for you, and what does it look like on the other side of it now?
How did that perspective change? Oh my gosh. So it came with a lot of watching podcasts, praying, reading the scripture. But when that perspective came, it just lifted the weight off my shoulders, and I was allowed to be.
Man, that's awesome. Gave yourself permission to forgive yourself.
To forgive myself, to just be who I am, to stop critiquing every single part of who I am, and just live and just be and just follow intuition and go with the flow. Because I was like, it has to be like this. And I'm like stressing myself out. It has to be like this. Oh, God, I have to do it like this. I have to. And it just allowed me to just...
Sounds like happiness on the other side of that
God,
thing. Yeah, I'm getting stressed out. Listen, it got to be like this. It got to be like that, right? It got to be like this. Until just accepting and being like the intention, but then the gratitude of however it comes out, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's dope.
Absolutely.
16 years ago.
Yeah.
First face, which was probably yours.
Hey, so was my... Okay.
Was it yours?
Sure.
Yeah, right? When you decided 16 years ago, like, hey, I'm going to start pursuing this, Tell me about how your whole family supported you. It was so easy for you. Everybody just...
It was so easy.
Yeah, nobody... Okay. It's so easy for you. Nobody wanted to hook up. Nobody wanted to feel like you were doing them a favor. Okay. Tell me about how just in 16 years we went from first face to being the best makeup artist possibly in America.
So I will say I found my love for makeup from my Aunt Sherry. She won Miss Houston, Texas.
Okay, Sherry. Okay, hey, AT.
She modeled for Macy's before it became, Foley's before it became Macy's.
Okay, she was I felt good when I got a shirt out of Foley's during income tax time. Because we wasn't going to Foley's.
We weren't.
Just income tax time.
So she showed us how to do a makeup application. My family was a makeup wearing family. If you left the house without some blush or some eyeliner, my mom would be like, "You leaving a house like that?" Like that's how I discovered my love for makeup. And I am a rebellious child too. So sometimes I do leave the house without makeup and it's okay. It's okay.
Mom, I'm good. Yeah. That's how I'm leaving. I just wash my face. This is it.
My mom would be like, "You're not putting the bottom black liner on?" No, I'm not. I don't want to. So that's how my family was, which is crazy. And so I found my love for makeup probably in 4th grade. I remember when I styled my friend who walked home from school with me. She walked home from school with me and I styled her. I did her makeup. She was completely uncomfortable. That's when I found But I knew at that moment that I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed make it because even though she was uncomfortable, after the fact, she felt good seeing herself.
Right.
And so high school, I was a person in the bathroom doing everyone's makeup for picture day. And I played volleyball. When it was volleyball picture day, I would do everyone's makeup. And then college, I would do everyone's makeup for free. I didn't know it was something you were supposed to charge for.
Really?
I would do everyone's makeup for free. So if they're going to a club, I would do their makeup. I thought it was just a norm. And then fast forward, graduated from college, still doing everyone's makeup for free. And my mom was like, "People are in and out of my house and I am buying you all this makeup and you're not charging them?" I said,
"Oh, you using your own makeup at the same..." Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
I was using my own
makeup. Come on, Mama set a lot of foundations here.
She did.
Shout out to Mama.
She did. And she said, "You need to start charging." And from there, I started charging. And that's how my brand built. I started charging. I was doing Houston Texans, women that are trying out for Houston Texans tryouts. Actually, Houston Texans dancers, I was doing their makeup for free.
Oh, they just taking advantage.
And I mean, I didn't think that.
Now you don't think? Yeah, okay.
Now I do.
I was about to say, they coming there looking rough and be high-fiving you. "Thank you, girl. I'm great.
I look good.
Not washing my face for the next 3 days. Yeah. Thank you for free."
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and so from there, I booked my first wedding. I think when I finally chose my business name, because I was trying to decide between, so my mom gave me the name, when she made my business card, she gave me the name Unique Touch. I said, "I'm sorry, Mom, but I got to change it because it's not unique enough."
Yeah.
And so we decided between Color du Jour makeup we were trying to decide between Color du Jour or Makeup du Jour.
Okay.
And I was like, Makeup du Jour is going to limit me, so I'm going to go with Color du Jour. And from there, I booked a wedding my first week of handing out my business cards.
What? Stranger?
To strangers. I would hand out my business cards. I remember, this is crazy. I was in Turks and Caicos. I put my business cards in the ocean, totally ruining the ocean.
Yeah, okay, all right. Don't send us no checks. Don't send us no bills.
Right. Totally ruining the ocean. But I remember that's how big I felt my brand was going to be.
Wow.
I'm not even handing it to people.
How many years ago was that?
That was at least 13 years ago when I did that.
So you put it in your business cards.
I just laid it. I remember I laid it right there at the edge. I was on a beach and I just laid it there because I knew my brand was just going to travel far.
So you knew
Yeah.
that it was going to blow.
Yeah.
And you didn't focus on the money.
No.
You focused on the energy, is what I'm hearing, making sure that you're delivering and being a vessel for people is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And 16 years in business, 10 years of having your own location, surviving as a makeup studio during COVID, which you reminded me was...
I was sweating bullets.
How?
I was sweating bullets.
How?
I hosted online classes, but understand during COVID, we could not operate during COVID, and we also had to pay the rent. So you can't operate. You have to pay the rent. You have all of these people canceling, these weddings canceling. So there's money being pulled out of our pockets at the same time. So paying rent, not able to operate, and money being pulled out of our pockets. It makes me emotional talking about it. So like, I was like, yo, I got to do something. And I'm sweating bullets and I'm hosting these online classes. But at the same time, I'm realizing I'm pouring into all these people during COVID that's sitting at home. All they have is access to their computer. And so that's where I was. And I was able to make it through. I was able to push through and pay my bills. I was like, there's no concessions you can give me.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
I have to pay. They were like, I'm sorry. They were like, we have to pay our bills, so you have to pay your bills.
Yeah, they owed you that number. They owed you that number after he said, send me a number. After you paid through COVID, he didn't give you no help, no breaks.
Nothing.
And they understood you were a makeup studio, so you could not be in anybody's face.
And it was at the moment of time you could not operate. If you did operate, they would fine you.
So even more money.
So it was just like, no one can go to this space. No one could do makeup or hair. And so they couldn't pay. I lost most of my team because of it, because at the end of the day, I'm pouring into your pockets. We're in a tough time. I would expect you to make sure that you hold up that end of the bargain, but a lot didn't. And, I lost most of my team, which is okay.
Right.
Because the team that I have right now is perfect.
Well, they say during hard times, it'll show you who's really supposed to be there and who's not right now, right? And now that you are, I was having this conversation earlier today with somebody. It's like, because I like to, when people are in whatever season they're in their peak seasons, are they peak highs or peak lows, I always like to try to see if I can assess what was going on when they were in the opposite season. So right now I feel like you're killing shit, right?
Yeah.
In a peak high, like full-fledged,
everything,
like, right? Everything rocking and rolling. Yeah. It's like, but when you were at the peak low, you still did what you were supposed to do. You still paid the bills. You still figured it out.
I even hosted, I did a Zoom call where I'm telling them like all of the grants they can apply for, how to apply for the PPP loan, how to apply for the business loan. I'm telling them all of that. And still they're like, but I have to pay my rent, my apartment rent. I have to pay this and I have to pay that. And I heard that my studio rent came last. That's what I heard. And then I realized like, and people put in their notice during that time.
Did you allow them to come back? Any of the ones that put in notices?
I actually allowed one to come back and put in their notice, yeah.
Did that work out?
It did.
Oh, it did. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
It did.
That's good. That's good. Shout out to you for being a good person, because I ain't gonna lie to you. If you bailed on me when I was down, deuces. Stay on that side.
Yeah, but that's why God placed me in this position.
Big facts.
Because I have a different heart for mothers. So, like, even though you're getting concessions on your apartment rent and you're getting concessions here and there, I'm getting none. I still had to pay my mortgage. I still had to pay my studio bill. But at the end of the day, I have to understand that even though I pour into other people's lives, it's not going to come from them.
Right.
It's going to come from other things. Like it says it in the Bible. Like don't give to expect.
Right.
You can never do that. You will be let down every single time. Just know that it's going to come in other forms, and it's come in other forms. I'm good.
Yeah, no, you're winning. You're killing it.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
Thank you.
So tell me about the big chop, right? You've been rocking the big chop. Tell me about the big chop. Like, let's talk about it. It seems liberating. It seems
very liberating.
It seems very what energy am I getting? I'm getting set it off, set it free, set it off, right? Like Jada Pinkett set it off, right? Like
yeah. It is very set it off. It is very set it off. I lost my father,
which I know,
in December, right before Christmas. Got a call on Christmas Eve. I lost him, and let me not get emotional. It's the alcohol.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is a sensitive subject.
Okay. I don't want to cry. Hold on. It's my makeup. You know I care about
it. Yeah, I know you care about your makeup. It's women. I don't want to cry, not because I don't want to cry, but I don't want to mess up my makeup.
Okay, right. That's so bad. I lost my father in December. I don't know. I was like, it's time. And I know with cutting your hair, it brings so much life back to you. It sheds a lot. It sheds a lot of like emotional trauma.
Really?
To me, not for everybody else. I mean, I don't know. But for me, my dreams were more positive after I cut my hair, which is crazy.
Really?
I'm very in touch with my spirituality. So I'll lead with that.
Right.
I'm very in touch with my spirituality. So cutting my hair allowed me to have better dreams, to feel lighter, to feel more positive. I really hate having to deal with braids, sew-ins, the money that goes into that, like the stress and the pressure of being a Black woman and having to get my hair done. But I love my She's Happy hair. I will.
Come on now. Send the bundles over there. Come on now. Send the wigs. Come on now.
Let me say that.
We all here when you're ready. I
love my She's Happy hair. But I will say that, I needed that. I needed to cut my hair. I needed to hone in on it allowed me to just hone in on what I'm dealing with, who I am, where I want to go. It's almost like, what can I compare it to? Someone that's going into the army, you know how they shave their head?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you right now, I ain't feel nothing of that shit you just explained.
No.
Not at all. When they put the clippers to my head, I was like, what about my ways? Yeah, I was not like, oh, this is so liberating. I'm going to sleep better tonight.
You didn't.
I was like, bro, handle me with a little bit more care, please.
A monk, for example.
Yeah, nothing is appealing to me about a monk. Nothing appeals.
It's a lot appealing to me about
really?
a monk.
Maybe the peace. Yeah, maybe the peace.
So I just knew I needed that. And then another thing, my hair is thin because having my baby too. So I just wanted to start fresh. So that's the
full energy. No, it feel like it illuminated your glow even more, right? And that's why I feel like to set it off energy, because I think that was one of I think it was right, mainstream media's first introduction to a woman really cutting her hair, and it worked.
It worked.
When everybody cut this, when she was holding that phone at the end, oh my God, she cut her hair, and she's still pretty, right? That's how I felt. My God, it's the 90s. Nobody knew you could cut your hair. We was doing a Halle cut, but not a full-fledged buzz, and it still looked feminine.
I was thinking about doing a full-fledged buzz. I was thinking about that, but I was like, they would really think I'm crazy. So I don't want to give that narrative. So I was like, let me just chop it down. It feels so good. It feels so great. And it's going to grow out. I'm going to get my sew-ins again. I'm going to get my braids. But at this moment of time, this is what I needed.
That's dope. I think I like it a lot. I think it's dope. I think the story is beautiful.
We have similar hair.
Yeah, we do. It's close. I'm trying to grow mine, and you just cutting yours off. Who needs it? I'm liberated. I'm sleeping easy at night. Shout out to my barber, bro. I do sleep easy after he cut my hair at night. I'm going to be fresh in the morning. I do sleep easy.
It's fresh, though.
Thank you. I got to edge up. I just got to edge up today. Yeah, he knew I was filming today. So shout out to Jay. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Jay. He knew I was filming today, so he takes care of me. But the people's perception, right?
Yeah.
I feel like as a public personality that you are, how do you deal with the pressures of people's perception versus your own intuition and your own path that you're on?
People's perception versus my own intuition. I try to value those moments as it is. I always ask God, like, what am I here for and what's the lesson in it? So people's perception of me, I really am not big on.
Right. Their opinion?
Their opinion and what they think. It's all about what the lesson is in that moment and what do I need to convey? What is God telling me to convey in that moment? I just move with my heart and my intuition, and it's very freeing. I don't base it on, and my mom, I love my mom, but she was very big on, what is so-and-so going to say? What did so-and-so say? What did they think? I don't give a fuck what they think.
Talking about facts.
I don't care. It's all about my life, the purpose that God has for me and my journey. And if I'm following in that journey, that God has purpose for me. And, just being who God has made me to be and not overthinking it and not being something that I'm not. It doesn't matter.
I feel like and that is the evolved Alaina speaking, right?
Yeah.
The Alaina from 16 years ago, what would you tell her about that part?
Yo, chill.
Yeah, right? What would you tell that Alaina 16 years ago that know I'm a blow, right? But
stop stressing. The Alaina from 16 years ago didn't get much sleep. Was constantly stressing, was constantly thinking about, how do I look? Okay, not breathing.
Sounds like anxiety. Yeah, that sounds like very shallow breaths there.
Yeah,
it sounds like
that Alaina from years ago. But Alaina now is breathing more deeply, just taking life as it is and not overthinking it.
I love that. What is best piece of advice you ever got?
Whew. So when I first started doing makeup and I was like, okay, I'm really good at this and I really want to pursue this as a career. I remember I reached out to a makeup artist who was doing really well in the industry in Houston, and I really loved how she moved. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I just want to get a one-on-one from you. Let me know what that consists of. And she said, it's best to figure it out on your own.
Oh, I love it.
And I don't know. Initially, I know what that was. It was like, yo, I see you're good at it too. Yeah. So I don't
stay out my lane, homegirl. Stay out my classic Heisman.
Yeah, that's what it was. But when I tell you that was the worst advice at the time, but the best advice, if it wasn't for me figuring out on my own, I would not be here.
Facts. I
figured out like how to send out my newsletter, how to Photoshop this, how to edit this, how to post this, like I'm constantly trying to figure out things on my own to where I don't have to pay people.
Real entrepreneurship. Real entrepreneurship.
It's stressful, but I don't have to pay people. I don't have to, lose a lot of resources being where I am. Best advice.
Best advice.
The worst advice and best advice.
And at the same time.
Remember, I am good at finding the lesson in it.
You have to. Changing that perspective, right? I think that's one of the tools. Yeah. I'll be talking about the art of never giving up, right? That's one of the tools you got to have in your tool belt, is just being able to change that perspective and finding a learning moment.
Yeah.
At any given time, especially when it's dark, especially when you're hearing some shit or going through some shit you don't want to go through.
Right.
You need to be able to change your perspective and be like, what can I learn from this, right?
Yeah.
What can I still be grateful from here? When you are figuring it out and you are in the zone, right? What is your theme song when you just alter ego, I'm in this thing?
I have that.
Give it to me.
My alter theme song is Okay, I have a couple.
No, give me 2.
Okay.
Let's get 3. Fuck it. Give me 3. Give
No,
me 3.
I have 2.
2.
I have Janae Aiko. It's called Ways. And in most of the songs, she says, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And she's like pointing out things, but she's like, you got to keep going.
Janae Nico, Waves.
Okay.
I gotta check that out.
And then Lil Wayne, I'm Me.
I feel that one. I've heard that one before. I feel that one.
So those are my 2.
So you're around here listening to gangster Lil Wayne, I'm Me with your face beat.
And then the complete opposite.
Yeah, then it's Janae. Okay, all right.
Soft. Yeah. She creates her music to healing tones, which I love. She plays the sound bowl. You know, I really love her.
She gives me a very, in a most positive way, like second generation Erykah Badu-ish.
Absolutely.
Kind of like, right?
Because I love Erykah Badu. I love Summer Walker because she sounds like Erykah Badu from time to time. Like, I'm a music person. What I realized after my father passing, he was a music person. He collected, I have so many vinyls that he collected, like classics, like the Michael Jackson, like Jackson 5. He collected all of those.
You ain't listening to Jackson 5 45s, are you?
Absolutely.
Are the babies listening to it too?
They are. They're dancing with me right now.
That's what's up. That's what's up. It's always beautiful when you can appreciate like that old school, and then your kids like, oh, it's gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Like, right. Oh, his head's bopping. Okay.
And they're doing a little. What is it? The
gritty or whatever. Oh yeah, I don't know none of them. I just, which one is the kick one?
The kick. They doing the kick.
This is the floss.
The floss.
My 7-year-old be on all that shit. I just be like, yeah, whatever that is.
Whatever that is, teach me.
Yeah, look like it's you need to go to the restroom.
Their dancing is so different from ours.
It's like, oh, Daddy, that's it. Like, oh, what? Yeah, but I'm old. I'm old now.
It's so old.
Yeah, I'm old. So
after it,
I have to accept
the
that.
next day, sore.
Absolutely. So how is the self-care throughout this process, right? Throughout this 16-year journey and with all the realizations, like, what is the self-care now compared to when you started, and what did you learn throughout that?
My self-care sucks. I have, I remember you were like, you're doing good, like with your mommy group. I love my mommy
group. Yeah, with your people.
Yes.
Yeah. That's like the dopest mommy group ever. I don't know if that qualifies as a mommy group. It's like a swaggy mommy group or something.
I can't even figure out how God brought us together. Like, that's how crazy. I'm like, how did we all meet? It's literally, how many of it? It's almost 10 of us. 8 people. And I don't know how God brought us together, but we're all doing big things.
Absolutely.
And they teach me self-care. I am horrible at it.
The makeup artist, horrible at self-care.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's so crazy is this makeup is not even what a typical makeup application would be on my clients. I totally rushed through this. I filmed this, but I still rush through my makeup applications. I will spend time on my clients, but I hate doing my own makeup.
Really?
I do.
So what are the main 2-3 self-care things they've taught you?
This is
number one, spending time with them is what I'm hearing, right? The iron sharpens iron, the energy.
Yeah,
you feeling
spending
with them.
time with them. They always say, "Oh, you feeling down? Okay, you have you set a massage appointment, a facial?
That's what I'm talking about. You
have you
like
worked
that in your
out?
life.
Like, they are constantly like pouring back into me. This mommy group is so genuine. People see us. We're all beautiful women. We're all successful, and they see us and they're like, oh, that's fake. No, it's really genuine.
If I didn't know you, I would think it's fake. I'm not gonna lie, because I see those posts y'all be making, but I know you. So I know like that's like a real vibe.
It's real. It's real. Like when we get together, like even it's so funny. The last brunch we had, we were like, okay, next event, we're putting down our phones. That's how genuine it is. They are all beautiful women that have been through so much, that have climbed to that point. It's not like they just overnight, you know, and they are very supportive. And if it wasn't for them, I probably would be in a different place.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long have y'all been doing the mommy groups?
Like a year and a half. No, 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years. And it's like, we're like, hey, okay, I suck at this. Okay, someone always has that missing piece to the puzzle. It's so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So with the mommy group, you helped me realize an epiphany, right?
Yeah.
A shared thing between both of us, right? Between our entrepreneurship, right? Because both of our businesses have been going for a long time, staples and all those great things, but they also are successful because of Black women, right? So can you speak to, I think you're speaking a little bit to the support that you get from Black women, but can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Black women are it. We constantly are pouring into each other. We are resilient.
Facts.
We go through so much and still are able to support each other, still are able to build our business, still are able to just keep going. Black women are such a gem.
Big facts.
Such a gem.
Big facts.
And they are going to support your business no matter what. They're very loyal.
They are.
They are very loyal.
I tell people that all the time.
I have so many clients that be like, I'm loyal. I'm sorry, I can't use that person. Like, I would suggest a person, like, oh, I'm so loyal. Like, they're very loyal. They go through so much and keep this facade of like, I have it all together, and they don't have it all together, but they are keeping it all together, if it makes sense.
Right.
They are beautiful.
They are. We are. You are like you're not one of them. Right?
We are beautiful.
Like not like you're not one of them.
And amazing. And they're killing it out there.
They
like
are.
we're like the leading like entrepreneurs in the industry right now. We're killing it.
I don't think people talk about that enough, about like how Black women are like the leading entrepreneurs, and I don't think that gets displayed enough. So that's why I'm intentionally talking to so many dope Black female entrepreneurs on this podcast.
Like, Thank you.
Very intentional about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And because I see it on your page, because you be putting me on other people, and I'm looking at your page like, oh, who's all these 13 people Alaina tagging, right? And then everybody's page is fire, and everybody got their own businesses going, and everybody got their own family going. And it's like,
we just
okay,
keep going.
It's more greatness out here that mainstream media don't always show.
Absolutely. And with, I hate to say this, but with social media, they like to limit Black people. They like to limit Black women, and they push others. Because, I don't know if you should post that.
No, we posting everything. No, we talking here. Come on, now we talking. Ain't shit. Ain't nobody else paying these bills. This is us. This is Black women paying these bills. We only here because of Black women. Now, come on, let's go. What we got?
They do, and me and my group of women, a lot of them are influencers, and they see the difference. They see how this page is easily pushed, but my page is struggling, and I know I'm creating dope content.
You are.
So, whew. With that, we talk about it all the time, and we realize, we just got to keep going. It don't matter who's seeing it. It don't matter who's accepting it, but we just got to keep going because we know that there is an audience out there for us.
I think, I don't know if y'all named y'allself for that group.
We have.
What is it? Okay. Why did I not think of y'all got a nickname? What's the name of the group?
The Paid Not Played.
Okay, Paid Not Played. That sounds like something from a memory card. You remember memory cards from back in the day? That sounds like something you put 1-800 Paid Not Played. I like it. Y'all you can tell this is a whole Black women's group. Yeah, we're the older, seasoned women, right?
No, but the beauty of it is it's younger women and it's older women.
A little bit of everything.
It's a little bit of everything. It's dope. The Paid Not Played, because the older us get to learn from the newer generation about how to handle social media. The younger generation gets to know how to handle morals and values and what people would perceive that as. And it's just a melting pot of education of what different generations are receiving from us, which makes us powerful.
So when y'all go like curate some convos or like,
we're working on it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
We're working on it.
Shameless plug. I just knew it was happening. Okay.
In this moment, we're working on it.
Man, because now that you're saying when you're throwing in the multiple generations, and I think that those points that you're bringing up from the older ones, like, right, I feel like I'm a dinosaur when it comes to social, right?
Me too, sometimes.
Right, yeah, it's like, man,
I'm like, looking at this is too much.
They edited that shit themselves.
Yo, I have seen women in my group, even women my age in my group, edit like a DJ. Like, edit like, I'm done. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do that? Like it's just some people are gifted in areas and even like that person that edited like a DJ. I said, you were an A student in school. And she was like, no, I wasn't.
Just trying to get these reels popping, girl. You know what I'm saying? Instagram hating on me right now.
Making like in the first quarter, this specific person made $100K.
Jeez, on social.
On social.
Fuck, I'm talking about. Yeah. Let me know when she's doing a class. I want to attend the class.
I told her to create a class so I can attend the class.
Please. Okay, first quarter on some social on my phone. Yeah, I need that hustle. I need that one. Yeah. But I think the importance too of you all talking about how things are going to be perceived with the younger generation and letting them know, like, you know, when we was in our early 20s, social wasn't popping like this, right? So I wasn't wilding. I was wilding, but I wasn't wilding on the gram and TikTok and Snapchat. So you letting them know that that digital footprint is going to be there and the perception is going to be there.
Absolutely.
How well received has that been?
Not always well received, but the women that I'm in the group with are so mature. It takes sometimes it'll take them a little moment to to accept that advice. But they always meet it with like open arms.
Yeah, if it's coming from somebody, but nobody want to hear that, right? Girl, I want to twerk. I don't want to. Come on, man. I got the whole challenge out. What you mean I can't do the ceiling challenge? What do you mean? I got tape. I got a
ceiling challenge. Oh, the taping of the phone.
Yeah,
we did that. We did that actually with a couple Christmas party. We did that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Y'all husbands was there watching y'all do
this.
They were, okay.
Right. We couldn't do anything.
I was about to say, I'm all right. I got a few questions on that. Okay. So they was down and they was okay with it. Okay. That's who taped the ceiling. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. All right. I was about to say, that's a bit much. The ceiling challenge is a bit much for a whole bunch of married women. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Keep the ceiling, maybe not
rated G. PG.
Okay, yeah, PG. Okay, that makes sense. And I do see y'all do a lot of couple trips. How's that working out? Because I don't.
Oh my God.
So tell me the trick, because every time I travel with couples, that shit be a mess. Like they don't be wanting to spend the money, and I'm really not a cheap person. So how do y'all figure it out? Do you have to rock with people in your social economic class?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's one
Let's
requirement.
Start there. Rock with people in your social economic class. But I will say, oh my God, those trips are so fun.
They look like it. I be wanting to invite sometimes, but I know I don't like hanging around people when I'm traveling. But I'd be like, yeah.
But the thing is about us, we're so chill. And even if you got an invite, you could still have that private time to yourself. We went to Turks and Caicos. One of my big influencer friends, shout out to Carmen. I love her.
Shout out to Carmen.
I love her. She has become my friend, my mentor, my big sister. She was able to get a nice little discount on one of the nice villas in.
I seen y'all eating breakfast there. I was jealous.
in Turks and Caicos. But I will say that, we pour into each other on these trips. There was we created a reel, and there was one single person on this trip, and she didn't feel left out, not once, because we're constantly pouring into whoever's on this trip. If that person is looking left out, we're going to make sure she doesn't feel left out.
So she going to be left out if she's a single person on the married woman trip.
But we separate, like we really
y'all go do girl things and men things.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
We went to go do girl things, and then the men did men things. And it was such a good trip. I had so much fun.
When y'all going next? What's the next trip?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Okay, so we're working on the trip. We're working on... I'm interested in a sit down with you, with your mommy group, with you ladies on stage.
We talked about doing like a podcast, because we're so funny together. We are all very different, but are able to pour into each other.
And no competition amongst all y'all.
None, which is crazy, right?
I think people would assume that, right?
Yeah, they do. We posted a reel and it was like pinning all of us. And they were like, that seems like a toxic group. That seems like a group that doesn't get along. And it seems like a group that everyone has to get perms. It's so crazy. None of us get perms. That's the hilarious part about it. We don't get perms. And it's a genuine, loving group.
We change the generational curses. Don't tell me black women don't hang out, support each other, be successful,
Absolutely.
Be entrepreneurs, be mamas.
It's possible. It's possible.
Take care of themselves.
And still have fun and go on trips. Like everyone was getting their own content because some people, like they're Amazon people. So some people were getting Amazon clips, and everyone was super supportive of what they were doing in that moment.
That's dope.
It's so dope. It's so dope to see it. It's so dope to be in it. It's so dope to be surrounded by it. And they're constantly still pouring into us.
So you got to kind of get around. How did y'all find each other? To close. How did you find your tribe?
So remember at the beginning of this podcast, I said, I don't even know how we all connected.
Right.
Which I know is God. Which I know the energy that I need to be surrounded by. I don't know. It's like one person knew this person. I don't even know how the actual group stuck. I don't know. I can't make sense of it. I just know that we were meant for each other.
That's awesome. The energy, I think it goes back to you talking about trusting your intuition and trusting your energy. Because when I'm around the right people, even I'm on the phone with the right people, the energy fills me up, and I'm always attracted. I'm always going to pick up the phone if that person calls. Like, oh, it's my boy, oh, such and such. Every time I get off the phone with him, I'm amped up, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of our conversations, I get off the phone, I'm like, all right, let me go chase the world.
Yeah.
Right? Go kick some ass again, right?
Yeah.
So the energy is kind of what attracted you all and aligned you all.
I think so. And we are all on a group message, and we're all like, so-and-so posted this. Let's go ahead and make sure that we show our appreciation to this. That's
real friendship, real love.
That's
real
love.
support.
That's real friendship. Like, people don't understand that. That's the support that I would always pray for and hope to get, and I have that.
And now you got it. Super fire. I think on that, my takeaways from today with you is follow your heart, right? Mm-hmm. Follow your energy, right? Mm-hmm. It seems like you already know. Like, that's one of the main takeaways I got from when you started, right? 4th grade, you knew this is something you love to do, to polluting the ocean with your cards.
Right.
To stressing out, but still knowing this was it, to the ups and downs, adding kids, adding marriage, the lowest of lows during COVID, right?
Yeah.
Paying rent, mortgage, and can't do makeup.
Yeah.
Still showing grace throughout that time, right?
Because we're human.
Absolutely. Still showing grace to having your own tribe, to that again, just trusting your intuition and knowing you got the right people around you to right now. Yeah. So, thank you, Alaina, so much.
This is good.
Boom. This is episode 1 with the phenomenal Alaina Saulsberry of the Art of Never Giving Up podcast.